Hey soldiers, this is Sergeant Merrill, and today we're going to be comparing the Scar H to its real-life counterpart and seeing how this weapon does in-game. You know, gamers should just have a tremendous amount of respect for F. N. Hurstel. This manufacturer is responsible for like half of the arsenal in Black Ops 2, including the Scar platform. Now, this is the Scar H, which is like the big brother to the Scar L. The Scar L fires the 5.56 round, and this fires the much heavier 7.62 round. That's actually what the H in Scar H stands for. It stands for heavy. So to say it all out loud, it stands for Special Operations Forces Combat Assault Rifle Heavy. It's a great weapon made by F. N. Hurstel, and it was specifically made for the United States Special Operations Command, more commonly known as SOCOM. Now, like I said, it does fire the 7.62 round, and if anybody's been with my channel for a while, you guys know I love this round. It classifies this rifle as a battle rifle. For you hunters out there, you might more commonly know the 7.62 round as the 308 round. Here at the range, you'll see me firing it with an M1A EBR. You can see that it has some good kick to it. It's what I love about it. You actually feel like you're firing a gun. And battle rifles are just known for their accuracy. Now, what always makes me laugh in games is that they think that translates into fully automatic mode, which if you fire a 7.62 weapon in fully automatic, you are not going to see the accuracy that is portrayed in game. Trust me when I say that you would see a lot more efficiency from a battle rifle if you fired it in semi-automatic mode than fully automatic mode, which is an interesting point to bring up, because if you look at the side of this weapon, something that sticks out to me, it says Scar 17S. And that sticks out to me because the Scar 17S is the civilian version of the Scar H. And the civilian version only fires in semi-automatic mode. There is no fully automatic mode option because that would be illegal and not available to civilians. So here in the game, we have a civilian version of the Scar H that fires in full automatic. I'm not sure what happened here, Treyarch. I mean, maybe when it came to the design of this weapon, somebody brought them a civilian version of the Scar H and they just didn't know the difference. I'm not sure why they would specifically put that detail on there. Maybe it's a civilian version that was somehow converted into fully automatic. I'm not really sure, guys, but it's an interesting thing to note. And like I said, this weapon was made for SOCOM in two different variants, the Scar L and the Scar H. And I gotta say, the Scar H is significantly more successful than the Scar L. In fact, I don't think SOCOM is looking to purchase the Scar L anymore at all. So the Scar H is definitely the better of the two as far as success. Now, all of this comes together in game to form a pretty outstanding mid to long range battle rifle. It's outstanding for that purpose. In close quarters, though, this thing suffers dramatically. Has one of the lowest RPMs in the game. Fires at around 600 rounds per minute, I believe. Now, in real life, it fires at 620 rounds per minute. So that's an accurate portrayal of the fire rate of the Scar H. However, when you're talking about Black Ops 2, it's just not enough, even with a 3-hit kill capacity, to be effective in close range. When you're at a distance, though, you have a tremendous advantage. The recoil on this weapon is outstanding for those engagements. And it's something that I found myself getting quite a few headshots without even intending to. I would just aim center mass and the recoil would naturally drag me up into their face, and I'd get headshots without even trying. I'd be like, oh thanks, Treyarch. So without a doubt, I can tell you that this weapon is made for objective gameplay where you can get yourself in a good position and hold the enemy at arm's length. It's not going to be for game modes that are kill-based, like Team Deathmatch and Free-for-All and Kill Confirmed. The spawns flip entirely too much, and as a result, you're going to have entirely too many engagements that you didn't expect in close quarters, and this weapon just suffers in that situation. And it shines in the situation in which you are defending enemies that are coming at you, not the other way around. When it has to be the other way around, even if you're playing a game type like this in Hardpoint, you're going to have some issues if you are attacking and having to rush into the enemy's defense. Simply because when it comes to engagements that you didn't expect, this weapon isn't that great. Unless your aim is just significantly better than the enemy's, you're at a disadvantage. So when it comes to using this weapon, I would use attachments and perks that help you dig in like a tick. Use Flak Jacket, use Tac Mask, Hardwired if they're using a lot of EMPs. Here I'm using 5 different perks with this weapon to just help me dig in like a damn tick, and there's nothing they can do about it. Both because I can reach them far beyond what they can reach me with their SMGs, and when they try and throw C4 or flashbangs or stun grenades at me, I'm good to go. It only affects me for, maybe 2 seconds. And when you do have to get on the move, which eventually you're going to have to, especially with a game type like Hardpoint, you're going to have to realize your weakness and stop at those points that would give you advantage. Every long line of sight in Call of Duty has some type of point of advantage that you can stop at for a few seconds to see if enemies are coming around the corner. And that's the way you need to play. You can't play like you do with an SMG where you just have no fear. And you know that whatever engagement comes across that corner, you're going to have a good advantage because you're going to be able to bring your weapon up faster. You're going to be able to move faster while aiming down the sights. You have more fire rate and you have better hip fire. That's not the situation with this weapon. So my setup in this game worked out really well. I have 5 different perks here. I'm using Flak Jacket, Scavenger, Toughness, Dexterity, and Tactical Mask. On top of the weapon that I'm using, I'm actually using Grip and Fast Mags. Now I'm thinking instead of Fast Mags, I could have used Extended Mags. But either way, Fast Mags or Extended Mags, I think it's down to personal preference. Both help you put more lead down range in a smaller amount of time. And here, in this particular situation, you're just going to see where this whole setup shines. There was nothing that this team could do to come in where I was. I had enough lead to keep them at bay. There was no stun grenade, C4, or flash grenade that was going to keep me off my aim. And I had the perfect weapon for the job. And as we all know, in these defensive game types, once you get the VSAT, it's all over for the other team for the duration. I mean, there's nothing that they can do to take the matter of surprise. And that's what you need in order to take objectives like this, is you need surprise in your favor. And with the Stealth Chopper, the VSAT, and the Warthog going on at the same time, this game was over before it even finished. So in this game, it worked out for me pretty well, but I gotta say that this isn't gonna be your most popular weapon in Black Ops 2. It has a very specific role that I think other weapons can fill, maybe not as good, but they can fill it and fill in the gaps where this thing has weakness. Especially with the Peacekeeper coming out, an SMG that has that longer range capability. So I wonder if Treyarch shot themselves in the foot by making weapons like this a little less valuable because of weapons like the Peacekeeper. I think if I was using the Peacekeeper in this gameplay, I would have done just as good, if not better. And that's the type of things that I consider when I'm thinking of a weapon that I'm going to use on a regular basis. Now, some people just do outstanding with the Scar H. And I say to that, if you do good with this weapon, keep it up, man. It has a really good recoil. Some people really connect with the rifle. It's been seen in many different games. So a lot of people just kind of have an attachment to it. And I won't try and bring you away from that. It is a good weapon. And in the role that it is meant to perform, it does very well. So all in all, it was a lot of fun to play with in game. I think it would have been really fun also to see the Scar L, so we could see both sides of this Scar family in the game as well. Maybe it would be an assault rifle that was much better in close quarters than this one, but still had that reduced recoil and slightly effective at a range, just not as good as this one. I think that would have been pretty cool. Battlefield 3 did it, but I think Battlefield 3 kind of had it backward. I felt like the Scar L was much better at a range than the Scar H, and the Scar H was better in close quarters in Battlefield 3, but that's just my opinion. I hope you guys learned something new about the Scar H and the Scar family. It's a very good platform, and it certainly deserves a spot in any good first-person shooter. Now in the comment section, I want to know what you guys think of the Scar H. And as well, I also want to know what weapon you'd like to see me review next. To help with that, it might be good to follow me on Facebook, because I held a poll to see which weapon you guys wanted me to see review next, and the Scar H won by a long shot. So follow me on Facebook if you want to see polls like that in the future that help dictate which weapon comes next. That's all I have for this video. This is Sergeant Merrill, out here.